the word landscape might suggest terrestrial to people, but as with tangata whenua, the land goes beneath the sea. And for me, when we deal with the forests, we're dealing with the forests on the land and the forests in the sea. Years ago, I did a case in Marlborough Sounds where I got guys to dive a bay, and we drew up the cross sections and into the marine environs, and we showed the diversity of the algae and all the fish and everything that was in there. We did these sections, and it was part of my evidence, the Environment Court, on the landscape, the natural landscape of that bay. And when I appeared at the court, the judge said, "Mrs. Lucas, why have you done this?" And I said, "Well, Your Honour, the landscape doesn't stop the water surface. The landscape, you know, it includes it all. It's the whole." Well, that was agreed. And more recently, I did evidence in the Bay of Plenty. The people at Whakapapatu Motiti Island, I'd first worked with them when the Rena ship went down, and they got me in to do work for them then. On the Bay of Plenty Regional Coastal Plan, they wanted recognition of the marine environs and the importance of it. We did evidence at the court, and the judges agreed when I said the Putakawa forests on the slopes above, that's recognised in all the plans. That's recognised as significant Indigenous biota, and that's managed through the policies and plans. The kelp forest below is completely ignored. And they're fishing, taking out all the snapper and everything, all trawling for all of that. And then the kinna explode. There's a sort of massive kinna because there's no predators for them. And the kelp forests collapse. They're gone, they're eaten, destroyed. In my opinion, the RMA does not distinguish between marine and terrestrial, and that court agreed. The fishing industry and government took it to the High Court. The High Court held with our case. It's now at the Court of Appeal. The government has conceded that we're right, and it's looking like we're going to come through. So to me, that's really exciting. If you look at data on sequestration of carbon, you know kelp, you grow 0.5 metre a day. It's massive, and we haven't been recognising that, we haven't been managing for that, we haven't been allowing for that at all. It's been ignored. And so we need to be nurturing the blue belt around New Zealand. I've worked in quite a few cases around the Bay of Plenty and in Hawke Bay for iwi, and it's marvellous because their understanding is so good and long and deep, and it is humbling because some subsistence cultures, but really hanging on to what's important, and you know, they earn my admiration.